An Anderson County cold case solved after 7 years. Yeah, this man, John Murphy, is charged with voluntary manslaughter. Deputies say he killed Timothy Ramsey in a drive-by shooting back in 2012. Charges were filed on the 7-year anniversary of Ramsey's death. Fox Carolina's Brookley Cromer is live outside the sheriff's office with more on this story tonight.
Well, 7 years passed with little information and no answers. That's until investigators here in Anderson County took another look at this case. Well, Sheriff McBride says in this case, time was on their side. And when they questioned people years later, new information came to light. Timothy Ramsey's family and friends have spent 7 years wondering who pulled the trigger. They say deputies finally gave them an answer on the 7-year anniversary of Timothy's death.
He took somebody's life right in front of my eyes one day.
Michael Whitmire was Timothy's best friend. He was at the suspect's bond hearing and faced his friend's accused killer for the first time.
The dude's a coward, man. He ain't even got no comment to make to this, my best friend's mama. You know, I feel like that. At least she's got justice served, and she feels, feels a whole lot better now that we all know exactly who done it.
Investigators reopened the case and say they eventually got a confession.
They took this case, there was not a lot to go on, so they tracked some folks down and talked to some people that were talked to back then, and actually discovered several people that had never been talked to, and was able to actually get a lot of information. Maybe because some time had passed, certain people don't have relationships with each other anymore. They don't feel like they have to protect somebody with knowledge that they had of the situation back then, and time in this case was a friend.
Sheriff McBride says John Murphy admitted to killing Ramsey in a drive-by shooting back in 2012. Murphy is now charged with voluntary manslaughter.
The suspect in this case had a beef with someone else, and he believed that that other person was going to be at Timothy Rambo Ramsey's house that morning when he drove by, and he was not. But he fired into the residence several times.
Timothy's friend says it's a senseless killing, and he's thankful justice is finally served.
Anybody that can ride by somebody's house and just shoot it up instead of going and doing something to their face is a coward, point blank, period.
Now, Murphy went before a judge this afternoon but was denied bond. Live in Anderson County, Brookley Cromer, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.
Brookley, thank